everyone, and welcome back to our Sunday Psalm series. I hope you guys all had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I am ready to dig back into the Psalms, and today we're looking at Psalm 69. It says, "Save me, O God," and it's another psalm written by David. I feel like this psalm is really good for those of us who have trouble expressing honest feelings, and that can be with other humans or with God. And David here shows us how to really dig in and express our honest feelings openly to God. Especially, he's the safest one, especially if you have some pretty ugly feelings going on, or feelings that you're ashamed of or you don't want to share with other humans because you don't know how they'll react. Going to God with them first and foremost is really our best bet, right? He's our safe place. But if you're anything like me, I got to be honest, I struggle with some of my emotions and being able to express them to God. Sometimes I feel like maybe I shouldn't feel what I'm feeling, or maybe I should ask God to change my feelings instead of just giving them to Him. So this is a challenge to me, to be able to express my feelings. This is a very long psalm, so I'm not going to read it to you for two reasons. One, because it's super long, and I want you to dig into it and see what you get out of it. And number two, if you have the Purpose Driven Essentials kit and you got this set from this cool bird stamp set in their kit, I want to show you how to use it. So it's a layered stamp set, and it comes with instructions that make it sound a bit more complicated than it is. And so they have a tool that comes with it that you can use to line things up perfectly. But if you've been here and you've seen more than like 3 videos, you know I don't do anything perfectly around here. So, and I have one acrylic block right here, and that's the biggest one I've got, and it doesn't quite fit on there. So I just position the stamp so that the beak is kind of off, and then I can just press the beak down with my finger. So you can work with this with whatever supplies you have. I'm showing you how to, it comes with 4 different layers of stamps, and it tells you what order to do them in. And I went ahead and followed that order in case you're an instructions person and you want to see it and follow the instructions. But you can also play with this and do this in any order. You could use just a couple of the layers. You can change out the colors. They suggested these 4 colors. And so I went ahead and used a black stamp pad so that you could see how to use a stamp pad. But the rest of it I'm going to do with my Pitt Artist brush pens, big brush pens. They are one of my favorite art supplies for a lot of reasons. One, they're India ink, and so they don't smear or smudge or run. Once they're dry, they're permanent. And number 2, you can use them like I did earlier to write expressing your honest feelings, or you can use them kind of on their side like I'm going to show you here. And you can actually color your stamps with them and use them like a stamp pad. And you can get so many more colors of these and store them so much more easily than a bunch of stamp pads. And you still get the same really good results as you would get with a stamp pad. So now I've just put the first layer down in black, and the second layer I'm going in with the red. And because I know this layer, you can either see it by the instructions or you can just look at the different stamps. This layer is going to show a lot of the bird's chest. And so I want the chest to be really, really red. So I'm going over the chest part of the bird with a lot of ink because I want that to be really saturated in red. And now I'm just eyeballing it, you guys. Again, they had a tool that you can put down on your page so that you can perfectly align this every time you stamp it. But you guys know me. I make messy pages. I take my messy heart and I put them into my messy Bible with messy art. And so this bird is going to be an imperfect, messy bird. So now I'm just taking the next layer of the stamp that they suggest to use. Again, I don't think the order matters at all, to be honest. I probably would do the base layer in black probably every time because it gives kind of a nice outline. Or if you want to do it in browns so that it would kind of match your colors. Maybe you're doing kind of more fall colors or something like that, or something that you think like a sepia. Ooh, sepia tones. You know, like on your camera when you turn your picture into brown tones. Ooh, that would be really pretty to do some kind of brown tones and yellow, warm yellows and oranges and things like that. Anyway, sidetrack. As I was using this stamp, I thought of a lot of different ways to use it. I was also thinking you could do kind of tone on tone and how pretty it would be to do 3 different colors of like purples or 3 different colors of blues, or 3 different colors of greens, or something like that to get those different layers and shades of all those different colors. Or even just using a couple of the layers with 2 different colors, like 2 different shades of purple, and only using 2 of the layers. Anyway, I guess what I'm saying is, just like everything else on this channel, you can break the rules and you can use this stamp set. You could even use just 1 layer if you want, and just make it 1 pretty color. I am going to be wiping these off by rinsing them off in my sink. The color probably will stain a little bit because it's India ink, but that's okay. That doesn't matter much to me. If you are worried about your stamps staining, you can wash them off right away while the ink is still wet, and that would help. But since I'm doing this video, I'm just kind of setting them off to the side, and the ink's going to dry on there, but it's not going to impact, if I wash it, it's not going to impact any future colors that I use. So again, I'm not too worried about that. So now I'm going ahead and inking the final layer. They suggested a yellow. I really thought this kind of lime green would be kind of fun. And it just adds highlights is what it does. If you didn't use the black layer, if you didn't do the bottom layer in black, or if you didn't use it at all, this layer would show up a little bit more. This layer would also be fun just to do with this layer, the first layer in black, and this layer in a bright color. That would be really, really pretty. So again, you can kind of use these stamps however you'd like to be able to get the kind of shading you want. You could play with them on scratch paper until you get the idea of what you want. I did choose this bird also because God's been speaking to me a lot about the concept of freedom and the freedom we have in Him. And an image keeps coming to mind of a bird being let out of a bird cage. And so I really liked the idea of using this bird as a representation of being free to express our feelings to God. I'm just using my heat tool here because the ink was so wet. I used a lot of ink and it was really wet. So anyway, I'm just drying it off so I don't smudge it with my hand because I'm going to do some journaling above this bird. But God's been using the image of a bird and the concept of freedom. And I know one of the places where I need to feel more free and I need to really, gosh, you guys, freedom and expressing our feelings is a gift that God's given us. And I just don't take advantage of that gift. I worry too much. This is little Kimberli confession time. I worry too much. Sometimes I worry that maybe I should give my feelings to God to fix them, or I should ask Him to fix them before I express them. But all that's just really backwards and weird thinking, honestly, you guys, because God is the one who can handle our feelings. And if we don't express our feelings, we'll end up doing other things with them. They'll come out sideways towards other people. You can see all the blue paint on my hand. I've been doing lots of art today. Anyway, I did another Bible journaling entry that I posted on my Instagram account, and you can go check that out. I'm the Modern Mess Princess over there. That was using a kit from By the Well for God. So anyway, if you want to see where those blue spots came from, you can go check out my Instagram account. But what I know I need to do is just take time to get honest about my feelings with myself. And then I need to take time to get honest with my feelings with God and just give them to Him. He's not going to shame me. He's not going to be upset with me. He's not going to tell me I shouldn't feel the way that I feel. He's not going to tell me that that I'm wrong for feeling the way I feel. And that's one of the great things about David, is that he is so expressive. When he is excited, he's excited. When he is joyful, he is full of joy. When he is angry, he is full of wrath and anger. When he feels called on to really confront his own sin, he feels it. David is a great example for us on how to really feel our feelings and express them honestly and openly to the Lord. I'm really grateful for that. That's one thing I'm noticing as we go through the Psalms here, is that David is just such a good example at expressing our honest feelings towards God and giving them to Him. For pity's sake, he didn't just say them to Him. They're in the Bible for us to read. They are in black and white, which means it's not only there for us, it's a gift for us. I hope you guys had a good time with this video. I'd love to hear in the comments what you get out of Psalm 69. And I am grateful to have you here, and I will see you again soon. Bye, everyone.